It's Beetle Dave, yeah, 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 Beetle Dave, yeah, 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 Beetle Dave, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good morning, everybody. After the hype of yesterday and the excitement of unboxing the Beatles Let It Be Deluxe 5 LP box set, I thought now I've had time to listen to it all, would go into like more of a proper review. First thing I've got to say is I love this. I think Apple and the Beatles have done a fantastic job. I know there has been a bit of negativity over it on some sites, saying it's a lot of money and what you get is nothing really real, new. Personally, I would completely ignore all that. This is fantastic. I think this is one of the best things that Apple and the Beatles have done in a long time. So we're going to start off by just looking at. I'll go through it roughly one by one. So first off, you've got the remixed album. All right. I was a bit skeptical about this because I've got about, I think I've just counted about 15 different LPs. If you've ever watched my video where I tried to rank them all, I put this quite low, but it wasn't because I don't like it. It is actually one of my favourite Beatles albums. But on the original album, because of the way it was overproduced in some ways by Phil Spector, it always sounded a bit like the Beatles were going through the motions, because a lot of the instrumentation and everything was you couldn't really hear properly because of the orchestrations and stuff what Phil Spector on. So the surprising thing about this was, bear in mind, this is the new remixed version. It was like listening to a different album, if that makes sense. The vocals are very, very clear. The Beatles' instrumentation is very, very clear. The orchestrations are still on here, but they're not as over top as they are on the original LP. Like I say, if you know this album, on the back of it, it does say something about this is a new phase Beatles album, and it comes with the freshness and warmth and freshness of a live recording. And that is how this does come across. The studio chatter in between, you can hear it. Even on For You Blue, you can actually hear John saying the Queen says no to FBI dope smokers or something, FBI pot smokers, something like that, which you can't hear on the original one. You know it's there, but it's very, very muffled. This is an excellent album. Like I say, the vocals are very crisp and clear. Instrumentation is very good. One thing I did notice was, let's put that one down a second. This is an original from 1970. So it's got the red apple on the back. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but the colours on the new one are a lot brighter. Don't know if you can see there, they're like more crisp. Get that light out of the way. And the back one, on that back cover there, the photos are very dark, aren't they? I mean, you can hardly see John Lennon there, but on this one, on the new one, you can. It's like a lot lighter. You see the difference? So I think you're getting a lot of dazzle off that light as well. So it's probably not as good as it actually looks in real life. Now, the thing that I was saying yesterday about the labels was that they weren't very clear. So this is a 1971, the original UK pressing. And again, they are dark, but you can actually see them. Move this one. Bear with 1 second. I'm just going to move my light a bit because it doesn't seem right there. That's better. I can see you now. Yes, it is still dark in that side, but it's not as dark as the new one. Like I say, this is the record that I've grown up with. So that's how that one is. And now we'll just look at the new one, and you'll see what I mean. It's very hard to see the label. I know I'm getting old and things like that. If you look at that label, it seems a hell of a lot. It's just that side there. This side here just seems very, very dark. And that's okay, that side. But like I say, the text on these labels, the songs and everything, is very, very small anyway. I mean, I haven't got my glasses up here. Well, I have. But it's very, very small and hard to read on that. You can just about see it on that side. But on the original, I know it is still dark, but it's not as dark as that. And you can actually see the song titles. You can see this on this. See what I mean? And that is only a very, very mild criticism. And I'm not saying, I mean, some people, if you've got brilliant eyesight, you might be okay. Or if you're not old like me, you might be okay with it. And yes, it doesn't affect me playing the record or anything like that. I do know that. But now I might be able to show this a bit better. I was trying to show you before. Like the colours on the front of this seems a hell of a lot softer and bright, if that makes sense, than the original. Put like that. You see? And the back is even more. So that one there of John Lennon, you can hardly see. But then on that one, it's very, very nice and clear. So the sound quality is amazing. It really is amazing. I actually was blown away by it. I mean, my missus does like the Beatles, but she's not the world's biggest Beatle fan like me. And when I put this on, she actually thought it was another band. She knew it was Beatles songs, but she actually thought it was another band playing the songs because they sounded so fresh. So yeah, don't take my word for it. But I would say, for saying that is a remix album, and I don't usually like remixed albums, I'd say that's brilliant. I would actually say it is better than the original album. But in all fairness, this album, this original version that was overproduced by Phil Spector in a lot of ways, it's hard to compare it because although you notice the Beatles and, you know, like I say, it's just overproduced. It's like on the Long and Winding Road, it's hard to hear Paul McCartney actually sing in places. Whereas on this new one, on this new remix version by Giles Martin, it comes across very, very clear. And it just does show what a beautiful song it is. So, like I say, you know, brilliant. Highly recommend it. Even if you can only afford to go out and just buy this single album, I would recommend it. Or even, you know, if you're thinking, well, I haven't really got enough to buy the box set, but I like the Beatles. I've got some of the original albums. If you've got the original, let it be, and then you go out and get this one, but make sure it is this one, the new one, and you just compare it. It is like listening to two completely different albums because they're the same, but they're different. If that makes sense, you can tell it's the same performance and everything, but on the new one, I know technology and everything is improved, you know, since 1970, but it just seems a hell of a lot more fresh and crisp. Does that make sense? I know what I'm saying. Anyway, on to the second record, which is this double LP. So although it's double LP, it's classed as Get Back, Apple Sessions, and then Rehearsals and Apple Jams. Again, some really, really nice songs on it. A lot of it, I think, has been out on bootlegs before. the highlight for me on this actually is I Mean Mine, Take One, which is the last song on record 1 side 2, because it's virtually an instrumental, but you can hear and lovely the song is. Does that make sense? Don't Let Me Down, first rooftop performance is brilliant. One After 909, take 3. Get Back, take 19. Can You Dig It is quite a long version of it. It's okay, you know. For You Blue, take 4. Let It Be, Please Please Me, Let It Be. That's the start. The start to do Let It Be, it's like a false start, and Paul's on the piano and he does a segment of Please Please Me, and then they go back into Let It Be, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, it is nice. I've Got a Feeling, take 10. Then on the second side, you've got All Things Must Pass, rehearsal. Lovely. It's really, really nice. Give Me Some Truth, rehearsal. Again, really, really nice. I Mean Mine, rehearsal. She Came In Through the Bathroom window, rehearsal. Like I said, a lot of this, I think, has been out on bootlegs, because I'm sure I've got a CD up there somewhere which has got most of this on. The other thing is, when I was looking at this yesterday, that is slightly that's different photos, isn't it? But you can tell it's from the Let It Be Straight Get Back session. Then when I opened it up like that, I was thinking, I'm sure I've seen this inlay somewhere before, or something very, very similar. So I thought, right, I'll just have a look through my records, and lo and behold, I have. At first, I thought my memory was like playing me up. This is the American version of the original Let It Be album, manufactured by Apple Records Inc. And in America, you didn't get the box set like we did in Britain. You got a gatefold. So that's the gatefold. Now, is it me, or is it based on the same photos? Very, very similar. They're not the same, but they are very, very, very similar. Yeah, very similar. That's the ones on the new one. And then this is the ones on the American one. Very similar, aren't they? This is actually quite hard to get. If you get this, you've got to be aware. There's a lot of bootlegs of this, the American version. I'm lucky I bought this off a dealer, so he was selling off a hell of a lot of his Beatles collection when I got that. So I do know that is an original. It just be aware. I mean, if you're into bootlegs, it doesn't matter, because, like I say, it's something different. The track list and everything is the same as the UK one, but you get a gatefold sleeve. So that's that one. So yeah, all in all, this is actually good. I've read some criticism over the internet last night. People saying, but there's nothing really new on it, and it's just studio chatting and running through songs. Which, to be fair, it is. But if you've got the bootlegs for anything like off the Get Back Straight Let It Be sessions, a lot of the sound recordings was actually done off cameras. So every now and again, you get something going beep, 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 like that, like a clicking sort of noise. You don't get any of that on this. So yeah, I do think it has got a place in this box set. Some people are saying, well, it's wasting money, they could have put something better in that, which is probably the same people that would have moaned if it wanted. So, like I say, ignore all the negative criticism you've heard about this box set. Just ignore it till the end of this video, and then I will go through it a little bit more, and then I will tell you what I think. Actually, I do think that does have its place in here, and the custom labels are brilliant, aren't they? I did show you, didn't I? They're made out to look like acetates, or and you can actually see these. Brilliant, aren't they? Very, very nice. Lovely. Now, the sound quality on these, like I've just said, that has been declicked, or whatever you'd like to call it, but they're not, how can I put it? Some of them are really, really nice recordings and are studio recordings, like Get Back, Take 18 and stuff like that. But then some of them are rehearsals and jams, so you've just got to remember that when you're listening to it. It's lovely to listen to. I mean, in a lot of ways, that is actually what the Get Back album or project was supposed to be, was the Beatles working on songs and then eventually doing a live show at the end of it. So that is probably more how it was meant to be in a lot of ways. Like I say, I love it. In fact, I played this about 3 times, and every time I listen to it, I hear something slightly different, which is good. So yeah, I love that one. So that's that. That's the first 2. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll know that the main reason I got this box set was to get this, the Get Back album. Many years ago, I did have a bootleg of this, and it had the same cover as this, but on the back, all this was black, and it was set out more like that. So that would have been like that. So that would have been the front cover, and then the back cover was something like that. And it did have an insert from Mal Evans, which was supposed to like go through the track listing. I was watching a video yesterday on somebody talking about this LP. Now on the box, this says this is the Glyn Johns 1969 mix. Apparently he did 2 or 3 mixes in 1969. In fact, he was still working on it in 1970 up to when Phil Spector came through. So although this is saying it is the Get Back album, and this was how the cover was going to be originally, I think it's got songs from like virtually all the versions that Glyn Johns did do, if I've got that right. 1 After 9 is a brilliant rendition of it. Medley, I'm Ready, AK Rocker, Save the Last Dance for Me, and Don't Let Me Down probably spoils the flow of this album. But then again, you know, that was what I was trying to say with that other one. You know, they were going back to doing rock and roll songs and improvisations and, you know, making songs up as they went along. Then you go into a pop rendition of Don't Let Me Down, which is absolutely fantastic. Digger Pony is a good version. I've Got a Feeling, again, a really good version. Get Back is absolutely excellent on here. For You Blue, brilliant version of that. Teddy Boy. Now, if you haven't heard the Beatles version and you only know the Paul McCartney version off McCartney LP, Teddy Boy is quite good, because I don't know if John Lennon was getting bored or if it was his sense of humour or something, because you got Paul sing "Teddy Dumb will be your daddy is," and then you got John Lennon at one point going, "Take your partner's do-si-do," and you know it's hilarious to listen to, but it is a really, really good version. Maggie May, I love that song. The only criticism of Maggie May is I wish it was a bit longer. Oh, dirty Maggie May, they have taken her away, and she'll never walk down Lime Street anymore. Dig It, well, Dig It is just dig it into it. Let It Be, again, a lovely version on here, which is, I think it is more like the original UK single version. You know, it's got horns and stuff on it, but it's not like overproduced with orchestras and choirs and stuff like that on it. And the Long and Winding Road on this is absolutely fantastic. It's the way Paul originally wanted it to sound. I mean, on the original Let It Be album, which is really all I know the Long and Winding Road from, I don't really like it, because I can't. I think the way it was produced or overproduced by Phil Spector completely spoils the song. On this, at the beginning, you hear John saying to Paul, I was supposed to laugh in the chorus, and Paul going, yeah. It has got a little bit of orchestration on it, but nothing over the top. And it is actually a really, really lovely song. I can understand why when Paul heard the original Let It Be album, that he wanted Phil Spector's mix taken off it and everything. I can understand it now, because the way it is presented here is the way it should have been originally released. And then you've got the Get Back reprise, which is the Beatles singing it, just singing it on the top of the rooftops of 3 Savile Row. And the actual liner notes on here are written by Tony Barrow, who actually wrote the original liner notes for the Please Please Me LP. All in all, this makes this box set worthwhile, in my opinion. Just so that collectors like me can actually own this as a legitimate release from Apple, stroke Parlophone, stroke EMI, stroke the Beatles, or, you know, like I say, I did have it years ago on a bootleg, but I sold a lot of my collection a few years back because I had hard times, but I'm not going to go into that. But it is nice to get an official release of it after all these years. I mean, we've been waiting over 52 years now, haven't we, for this to have an official release. I think they came close with the Let It Be Naked, but this is more as how it was originally going to be. So yeah, all in all, brilliant LP. It's like I say, I don't know if they're going to release this as a standalone album, which in some ways would be nice for like the average Beatles fan who can't afford to buy a box set. But yeah, I love it. You know, I've waited years and years and years to get a copy of this, and now I've got a legit one. I'm over the moon. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And then finally, you get, I'm not going to go into the books, if we did that this day. You get this, the Let It Be EP. And I actually think this is nice. I've just played it this morning because I didn't have a chance to play it yesterday. Again, it's got the dark apple label that you can hardly see, but the sound quality on this is brilliant. The version of Across the Universe on that, on the A side, is absolutely wonderful. The instrumentation will blow your mind. Honestly, it will. I think it has been on a bootleg, this version, because I think this is the version that they gave to the World Wildlife Fund, if I remember rightly, but then they put bird effects and stuff on it, and they mixed out some of the guitar. So, you know, this is like the original version from which was recorded in 1968, I think, wasn't it? But yeah, brilliant. Sound quality on it is absolutely amazing. And then on the B side, you've got Don't Let Me Down, new mix of the original single version. That starts with a bit of studio chatter between the Beatles, which is actually quite funny. Good version, lovely version. And then you've got a new mix of the original single of Let It Be. There was one second. I can't actually remember what's on that. Oh yeah. And then obviously the other song on here is My Me Mine, which is a unreleased Glyn Johns mix. Like I say, sound quality is brilliant. Now a lot of people have been moaning, saying, "Well, what's this in it for? You're paying full price for 4 songs." Well, are you? Are you paying full price for 4 songs? I think if you've gone out and you bought the CD version, I think you might have a point in one way, because you used to get more than 4 songs on a CD, aren't you? But it does say on the packaging it's a 4-track EP. I actually think it's brilliant because I've never really seen a 4-track Apple EP on a 12-inch single. Because that is technically what this is. It is a 12-inch single. You have to play it at 45 RPM. So if you've got this in the box set and you put it on at 33, thinking it's an LP, it's going to sound rubbish. To sound like they're all drunk. Words are flowing out, dum bum bum. But I've got no problem with this. Like I say, I did do a lot of research into this box set before I actually put in the order for it. So, yes, the only thing that I sort of did get a little bit wrong was I thought because it was advertised as a 5-record set that it was 5 separate records. But like I've said, this is a double LP. But having said that, if you take it out and you look at it, record 1 will say, Get Back, Apple Sessions. Get Back, Apple Sessions. So that is Get Back Apple Sessions, yeah? But then on the other disc, it doesn't say that, does it? It says, Get Back, Rehearsals and Apple Jams. Get Back Rehearsals and Apple Jams. So why they've done it as a double LP, I don't really know. It is a little bit strange. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. In one way I can understand it, why they've done it like this, because it is all alternative takes and fragments and rehearsals and things like that. So it is like an outtakes album, isn't it, of Let It Be Straight Get Back. So I can understand why it is. I think in one way, if you get the CD version, from what I can make out, this is actually 2 separate CDs. But I love it. Like I say, I've played this about 3 times now. I've played this most out of all of them. So yeah, that's going to be it then. So if you want to go out and buy it, please do. I've just looked on eBay. I think the cheapest one that you can buy, obviously because it is still brand new, was £128, but then it was something like £7 post and packaging. Like I said, I bought mine, but my post and packaging was in with the price that I paid. Don't forget, it is very, very heavy. Right? If you drop all this on your toe, you'll probably break your toe. The vinyl is all 180 gram heavyweight vinyl records. Sound quality and everything is brilliant, like I said, but just remember on this one, it is outtakes and rehearsals and early takes and sessions and jams. Somebody says, oh, there's one on there with Billy Preston and John and Ringo. What a waste of fucking money, sort of thing. Well, it's not, because it is part of the story of how the Let It Be album came to be, wasn't it? So, you know, Let It Be went through many stages before it came out as Let It Be. You know, originally it was going to be Get Back, and there's 3 or 4 different mixes of this. All right, so it's a long way from that to that, to the final product, right? Can you understand that? Understand what I'm saying? So it went through many different. I mean, originally it wasn't even going to be an LP, was it? It was going to be them doing live versions of tracks from the White Album. That's what it first started out as, Get Back, so that they could get back to doing live performances. So I would highly recommend it. If you haven't got the money to go out and buy the box set, see, this is one of the nice things, although it can be a bit misleading in one way. You can go out and buy a single LP, but like I say, just make sure it is the new one and not the 2012 remaster. Listen to remaster, it's remixed. And like I say, compared to the original album, this does actually sound really, really nice. I was actually amazed how different it does sound. There's also a double album you can get of this, which I don't know what is on that second disc. And then obviously you can get the box set. Now the only thing is, if you get this, you're missing out on some of the main things, aren't you? Yes, some people will say, well, they don't really want the demos and the rehearsals and things like that. That's fine. If you don't want them, that's fine, but don't start slagging the Beatles off for releasing them. Like I've said, if you just want that album, go out and buy it. Yes, you won't get that one, which is probably one of the best selling points for this box set. It's just, especially for collectors like me, is to actually have a legitimate copy of this. And it's lovely, you know. I'll probably end up playing this to death, to be honest. And then as for the EP, you know, the EP's there. You know, people are saying, oh, you know, we're paying full price for EP. I don't think you are. I think that is actually technically free, because I paid roughly £130 for that. But like I say, that was with the post and packaging included, right? You go into a record department store, you know, these big chains, I'm not mentioning the name, don't do me no favours, so I'm not going to do them any favours. That on its own is going to cost you about 35 quid, right? So that's 35 quid. Right. If they do ever release this thing, this is a standalone album, that's going to be best part of 35 quid. So that's 70 quid, isn't it? Then you've got a double album. Well, double albums go anywhere between 40 and 70 quid. So even if you said on average 50 quid, right? So that's £120 there. Right? Then you've got the book, which is, you know, probably worth 40 quid. So that's 160 quid. If you could buy more separate. So if you work that out, what I've paid, that's free, isn't it? Or you're paying for that and the book's free. It's there, you know. I've got no problem with what is the contents is in this. I think they've done a fantastic job. I think people should be praising the Beatles, Apple, and whoever else is, you know, Giles Martin, people like that. There's another guy, isn't they? Giles Martin and Sam O'Cal. He helped with a remixing of this. I mean, it does tell you on there exactly what you're getting on this hype sticker. And if you bother to look at the back, it tells you what you're getting. So all these people that will go out and buy it and they go, well, I've got an EP. What have we got an EP for? Yeah, you know, it's an EP, but it's a 12-inch single, isn't it? So you'd have to excuse the dog. He always decides to bark when I'm doing a video. So yeah, I would highly recommend this. If you've got the money, please go out and buy it. You know, this year's been quite weird in a lot of ways, because I've actually gone out and bought quite a few brand new records. Bought this. I bought the George Harrison box set. I bought that McCartney 3. I bought, what else did I buy? A couple more Beatles ones, like the reissues. But yeah, in one way, I would say the reissue, remixed, remastered version of this Let It Be LP is amazing. It'll blow your socks off, as John would say. I can't highly recommend it enough, to be honest. I love them all, to be honest. Like I say, this was a hard one to compare with, because I was always used to the one that we've had since 1970. But this is actually a better album. Sounds better. The sound quality and everything is a lot better. That one, well, we all know I love that one anyway. The 12-inch EP single, I've got no problem with that, because I knew it was in it. And like I say, it is stuff that technically you can't get anywhere else officially. Same as this. People will say, well, I don't want all the jams and everything. But don't get it then. Simple. You know, don't slag people off, or slag this box set off before you've even listened to them. Because I've noticed that there was a bloke doing a review the other day, and he was slagging some of it off, and he goes, "But I haven't listened to it yet." And I'm thinking, well, if you haven't listened to it, technically you can't have an opinion of what it sounds like, can you? You can say you don't like the way it looks or something like that. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But I've listened to this, and I'm extremely happy with it. Like I say, I think they've done a brilliant job. If I was going to be funny, yeah, maybe I would have liked to see the rooftop concert in there, but we don't know if that's going to be released with this Peter Jackson film that's coming out, do we? So all in all, the contents I'm quite happy with. I'm happy with what I've paid for it. I'm happy with the sound quality. I'm happy with the packaging. I'm happy with the covers. You know, I couldn't wish for anything better. You know, we have waited and waited and waited so long for this LP to come out in some ways, you know, and now we've got it. We should be thankful. Like I say, if you're on a budget, you might not be able to afford this, but I'm sure if you wait for like 6 months and things like that, no, these people that are slagging it off, if they're slagging it off that much and they don't like it, they'll be selling them, won't they? But I have noticed that on eBay this morning, even though this officially came out yesterday, it was like the first day that you could get it, these have actually started to go up in price on eBay and on Discogs. But yeah, technically you can go out and buy this in a shop. But I think if you go out and buy this in a shop here in the UK, I think this is going to cost you best part of 170 quid from certain retailers, especially one that I will not name. You might, you know, if you've got a decent local record shop, you might get it for around 130, 140 pound mark, I'd say. Like I think I was lucky because I did pre-order it. But I've noticed the place that I actually got this one, I think they've got 2 more of these, and they've actually gone up now. It's supply and demand, isn't it? You know. Yeah, but I'm very, very happy with this. Can't praise it enough. Like I say, I'm not endorsed by Apple or the Beatles to review things like this. I do it because I am a Beatle fanatic. I love the Beatles. I love this. Can't praise it enough, basically. But, you know, don't take my word for it. If you're unsure, don't buy it. That's all I'll say. If you're unsure, don't buy it. If you're new to the Beatles and you're thinking, well, that's a hell of a lot of money to get a box set, which technically, if you say it is a lot of money. But like I say, when you think you're getting 4 LPs, a 12-inch EP single, and a 100 and something page book, I mean, I paid for that. You take the postage off it, I've paid probably 115 quid, haven't I? Because, like I say, it's very, very, very heavy. Although the postage was included in what I paid, it didn't actually specify what the postage was. It was just an X amount postage included. And like I say, if when this is full, if you drop it on your foot, you probably break your foot. It is very, very, very heavy. Yeah, all in all, I can't really find any faults with it. The only fault I have got, and it's not really a fault. I think it's just me being a bit nitpicky for the sake of being nitpicky. Is the green Apple labels are hard to read, and they're very, very dark compared to some of the other releases what they've done. But yeah, I love it. If you've got the money, I would highly recommend it and go and buy it, because I don't think this will be as cheap as it is at the minute for much longer. And then in America, you're quite lucky because when they did the White Album 4 LP box set, that's all come down in America, where here it's gone up. You know, if you're going into certain stores to buy it, in England and the UK, you're still paying best part of 100 quid for it. Where in America, I know you can get it for like $40 or $50, can't you? Which I would like to get, because that is the next one that I'm going to try and get, to be honest. I know it won't. Some people say, oh, you should have done that one first. But like I say, you know, I have to get these when I've got the money to get them, which at the minute is a bit hard because, as you know, my missus is on long-term sick. So I hope you've enjoyed my video today. I'm sorry it's gone on a little bit long. I thought, oh, just do a quick video, but I wanted to do this album justice. I did want to do a proper review, so I hope that you liked it. I know some people won't agree with what I'm saying, and you know that is entirely up to you. But as a fan, I think this is brilliant. As a Beatles fan, I think it's brilliant. As a collector, I think it's brilliant because it has actually, like I say, it's given us stuff that up till now, the only way you could get it was through the bootleggers. You know, things like that. Could only get through bootlegs. And it wasn't as nice as this, and it didn't sound anywhere near as good as this. Like I say, you know, the bootleg ones have got click, beep, 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 all the way through the songs. That, I think, is a rarity in its own right. So I think it does deserve to be in it. And then this, like I say, yes, some of the people are right. Some of these songs have been out for years and years and years, but not in as good a quality as they are here. And that is what, you know, as a collector, you want the best copies, don't you? And then, of course, you've got the all-important book. So, yeah, I love it. I will be playing it again later on, probably, if my missus lets me. Right, so, as always, cherish your records, love your records, clean your records, but above all, what do we say? Play your records. That's what I'm going to be doing in a minute. I will be going downstairs and playing this again. So, yeah, all in all, I can't fault it. I love it. I think it's one of the best box sets I've ever bought, and I've bought a few in my time. Whether it'll ever be as collectible as the original box set, I don't know. It's made. The construction of the box is brilliant. You know, very, very sturdy, where the original UK one's very, very flimsy. But I'm going off the mark. So, anyway, everybody that's subscribing, thank you very much. Anybody that likes my videos, again, thank you very much. You know, I'm just a collector, Beatles collector, record collector, Beatles fanatic. And all I'm doing is showing you some of my records. And, you know, occasionally we do things like this, where yesterday we did an unboxing. But because I was that excited yesterday, I thought I've got to go and play it. I couldn't review it till I played it. That's what I thought. You know, I'll do a proper review. I will play it first. I think some people, not mentioning any names, are on certain channels and they haven't played it and they're like slagging it off already. I'm not like that. I tell you as it is. If I think it's good, I'll tell you it's good. This isn't good. It's fantastic. It's amazing. Honestly, it's brilliant. You know, and I do mean that. It is brilliant. You know, I can't praise it enough. If I think something's okay, I'll say it's okay. And if I think something's rubbish or crap, I'll tell you. That don't listen to the negativity. Honestly, do not. Don't take my word for it. Watch if you're thinking of buying it and you're thinking, I don't know, because like I say, it is a lot of money. Watch a few videos. Don't just watch my videos. Go and watch other people's videos, or even better, look at the reviews. But just remember, some of the reviewers are people that will moan. They'll moan it's too hot, and then when it's raining, it's raining. You know, in the summer, oh, it's too hot. And in winter, oh, it's cold. So you know, you look into it with an open mind. If you're a Beatles fan, you'll love it. If you're a collector, you'll love it because you're getting stuff, like I said, that hasn't officially been released before. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But once again, thank you to everybody. I hope you're all going to have a nice weekend. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. I probably will do a video later on today, but I'm not quite sure what that one's going to be on. So, you know, out there, just be nice to one another. Go record collecting or record shopping. I hope you find some nice records. And if any of you do want to leave comments, please do, because this comment thing does work now. You know, if you don't agree with what I've said, you know, let me know. You know, I don't mind taking criticism if it's proper criticism. Like I said, I'm not here to slag at anybody or anything off. I'm just giving you my opinions. If you don't agree with my opinions, you know, that's up to you. I'm not endorsed by Apple or anything. I wish I was, because I could save a hell of a lot of money. But that's by the by, isn't it? So yeah, just be nice to one another. And like the song says, all you need is love. And give peace a chance. And I will see you on the next video. So from Beatle Dave in the UK, it's ta-ta for now. Ta-ta, love.